Hey everyone, welcome back to another installment of Hands Free. That's what I'm calling it for now anyway, because, driving, hands free. Anyway, if you explain it, I guess it's not that clever, right? I just finished up with work, heading home now, early afternoon, and wanted to talk about a couple things on the way home here. One, I finished up training today, and I learned a lot of new stuff. Well, I should say I reinforced a lot of new stuff, learned a few new things. If you go through a training and don't come out with anything new, it's not that good of training, I guess. But I always enjoy learning something new, so that went well. Do apologize for the clicking and stuff we heard in the previous video. I think it has to do with something. I think it has to do with my microphone and my earbuds here that's scraping on my shirt. So I do apologize for that. It just means that, if I'm going to record, I can't wear collared shirts anymore. No, I'll figure something out. Anyway, back if I get a pair of earpods, a pair of Apple earpods, that'll fix that. But anyway, sorry for the scratching, clicking sound, and if it's in this one too, I do apologize. But like I said in my introduction, this is going to be raw, and you're going to get stuff like that, I guess. And for those people who want to listen to my ramblings, I guess they're okay with a little bit of that. Other than that, I didn't think that the sound in the earbuds were that bad. The airy or road sound wasn't too bad in them, so we'll see how this one goes. But if I continue having two of these a day, I'll eventually run out of things to talk about, because my wife says I don't talk enough anyway, and I'm not good at carrying on conversations. But maybe it's okay since I'm talking to myself, little batty anyway. I'm okay talking to myself. But anyway, I wanted to talk about, so tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm looking forward to going to church tomorrow. Those of you who don't know me, I strive to make my faith a very important, if not the most important thing in my life. And I say strive because I obviously, as any of us who live by faith, it's not always, we don't always succeed. So we try, but we don't always succeed. And I think it's definitely important, as in my case, the father of my son and leader of my household, I got to be that spiritual example to everyone in my family, and I don't always do a good job at that, and too often when I don't, or get and I get called out on it, I make some joke about it, and I probably shouldn't do that. But I'm really excited about the series that we're doing at church right now. They've entitled it Questions, and if you want to take a listen to or watch the first message in this series, you can go to our church's website, which is newhopechurch.cc. Again, that's newhopechurch.cc. And he did a fabulous job of addressing the subject that he did last week. And for those of us of Christian origin, we often get the question of, why do bad things happen to good people? Or I couldn't serve a God that would let such bad things happen. And I don't know that I could do this topic justice in the few minutes that we have to drive home, but for the time allotted to him, he did a great job. One thing I like that he said was this question, or this subject, like many things in our faith, is there are lots of things that we can say about this that is true, but it's not necessarily the final word on it, because there are many things, and he did a good job of displaying this through the story of Job. There are many things that we as humans will not ever understand. And I know that's not a comforting statement to everyone, but because there's things that God knows and God does that we don't see. We can say, okay, well, this I know is true because of X, Y, and Z. But that doesn't mean that's the only statement on this item. And again, I encourage you, if you have time, go and watch the first installment of the series called Questions. Like I said, the pastor did a great job on that. I have my own statements on that subject. Again, I don't think I could relay them in this short amount of time, but someone who has a relationship with God, someone who knows and has given themselves to a relationship with God, to me, there are some things that really make sense, and some of them will make you feel. It will definitely help make you feel better about that whole question. Other ones may not, but again, there are so many things within faith that we're not going to ever know the full answer to on this side, the side of heaven. But I can be comforted in that I serve a God that knows everything that goes on around me, things that go on that that are completely unseen by me, things that are out of my control, things that it doesn't matter, that the bad things that happen, there may be a myriad of things that led up to that particular thing. So, I look at, there's one way to look at it, and it's a bit humbling, but multiple times in the Bible, God talks about things like, God knows about the sparrows, and knows when they fall, and knows everything that happens to them. If he can take something like that, or flowers in the field, they don't work, they don't do anything, they don't produce anything, but yet God has made them so beautiful. Unfortunately, people who don't know God can't understand the real ramifications of a God that would have anything to do with us. A God that is so immensely greater than anything that we are, and yet loves us enough to come down to our level, in the case of our Christian faith, send his son to us, to this earth, to live the life that we have to live, and then give himself to take care of our sins. You can think of it this way: a comparison, and even this is not even a big of, in my opinion. And again, in this particular analogy, this is just my opinion, but when you look at the comparison between us humans and God, would be a similar comparison to us as humans and ants. If God wanted to, he could consider us the same way we would consider an ant or any other insect, or anything. Think of even a hideous spider, something like that us as humans look at that and it's like, this creature, this spider, this hideous spider, this little ant is so far beneath us that we would never consider that ant as something we would love. And the other side of that is there are people who would take something like an ant and would make it a pet, or you can buy ant farms. You things like creatures like that, and people have pet tarantulas and spiders, which I would never do. But even that association between, okay, I like this creature, I've taken it as my pet. You love the pet. It's still, the argument between that is that, yeah, okay, we wouldn't do anything bad to that thing, but even then, the connection that you and I would have to that spider or that ant or anything like that would not be as great as God and His love toward us, and the fact that He would want what's best for us. Not only unlike human and a pet example, that pet becomes part of our family, yes, but it's not going to be the same intimate relationship that we can have with a God that is even further as far as stature and intelligence and just all-encompassing power is still a lot. That gap between humans and God is still much, much, much greater than the gap between humans and an insect. And yet He not only wants to make us a pet, as example, but He wants to have a personal relationship where we get to know each other, wants to know how we feel, wants to, a similar, a relationship as close as, as a spouse can have between each other. He wants to have that, and despite how much a person likes their pet, whether it be something like an insect or something even as great as a dog or horse or whatever, that relationship would never be as intimate as it would be between you and a spouse or you and a child. And yet God, who is much grander than the gap between a human and a pet, still wants and does and can, wants, can, and does have with us as human beings. And the fact that we get any good out of Him, to me, is more amazing and more awe-filling than the opposite of what some people look at as a God who would let something like this happen to another being. I believe 100% that yes, God has control and can prevent anything from happening. I also believe that He, for whatever reason, in His infinite wisdom and knowledge, doesn't always protect everyone, even great people, from harm, and there's reasons for it. I won't know all those. I never will. I don't now. I don't even think that we even can. It's not even something possible that humans can understand. Just like a little ant can't understand what us humans' lives are like, or what we know and the knowledge we have. We will never understand the vastness and the vast wisdom and the intricacies and the interworkings of everything in the universe. And yet He keeps all of that spinning and all of that working together the way it's supposed to. And like I said, my little 10 minutes here is not nearly as good as how Tyler let it explained it last week. So I would definitely encourage you to go listen or watch that video. I think he does a great job of that and does it through the book of Job. And any of us, people who are Christians and familiar with the Bible, oftentimes we would point to the book of Job when it comes to God allowing things to happen, letting bad things happen to good people. But it's interesting the viewpoint and the vantage point that he pulls that from. So I definitely go look at that. Again, that is newhopechurch.cc. So take a look at that. Not every one of my videos will be this deep, and for those of you that I lost 10 minutes ago, again, I hope you give us another chance. Some of them will be definitely more light and not nearly as deep, but all week that message from last week has been on my mind, on my heart, so I wanted to encourage you guys to go take a look at that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to church tomorrow, and they're going to be addressing another hard question. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm nearly home now. I'm going to my nephew's birthday party this afternoon, and My wife and son are already there, so I'm going to head straight there. If you guys have any questions or anything specific that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. Either way, if you like what you're seeing, throw me a like, subscribe, click the notification button so that you can get more of these as they come available. And can't guarantee that you'll have one every day, or even 5 days a week, I should say. But most likely you will, to get 2 a day would be definitely rare. But I thought, hey, I'm driving home in the daylight, why not send out another one? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, and I will talk to you guys hopefully on Monday. Take care. Bye.